So I'll just repeat the beginning quickly. So, hey Barb, it's like tap tap tap. Hey Barb, you don't realize it, but you've been lying on the floor staring at the carpet and staring at the outside and everything, and not really talking to mom, and not getting along with pretty much anybody, and they all seem like monster and scary to you because you have autism, and it's the reason why you're going to have trouble probably for the rest of your life. Oh, when you're in your 40s, you'll discover the Option Institute, and there you're going to figure out all the things that you're going to miss. But just so you're ready, you're going to miss a whole bunch of things. You're going to be like really keen on boys, and they're not going to like you, and you're going to want to you're going to still want love, but you're not going to be able to get it from anybody. You don't know how to ask for it, and they're not going to feel right to you, and they're going to feel, though their judgments are going to make you feel yucky, and you're going to really want to be with them, but then their judgments are going to make you go, ugh. And so you're going to be really, really lonely. You're going to get really attached to dogs because they're really friendly and non-judgmental, and there are all these other things that you're going to discover at the Option Institute. It's really great. But then it's not going to fulfill you. And then, one day you'll go to college, and you'll discover, even at school before college, you're great at school because you have Asperger's, and that's this kind of autism that you do great in a structured environment. Then you go to college, and you're desperate to meet some guy because you know you want to be with men because you do have normal instincts in other ways. And then you realize that you're in sexual impulses. You realize that nobody really likes you, and you don't know why. And you thought that you would go to Yale and somewhere fancy, and you do that because you'd meet people just like you, but you go there and like no one else has autism, but you didn't know it was autism. You just don't know what it is. You just know it's something wrong with you, different about you. So then you latch on to the first guy who has like a decent amount of interest in you, and you turn it into a marriage and a lifetime where maybe it wasn't that meant to last that long, but it's the only thing you have, and you hold on for dear life because you feel like nobody else likes me or whatever. You'll eventually, when you leave college, you're going to really struggle because it's not all structured. You're going to be like, oh, I don't know what to do, and I never knew what I wanted, and mom always decided everything and told me not to. She didn't like anything I liked, so I pretended to not listen to me. And then when you go to college, when you meet this guy, you're going to say, well, I can't imagine somebody not sort of directing me, so I'm going to marry this guy. And then you're going to find, your work and everything is pretty much meaningless to you because it was never based on what you wanted. And you're going to drop out of society. And in the meantime, everybody else is going to get degrees and they're going to get money. And then you're going to, one day, you're going to have this child that has autism. And you're going to discover, you're going to stumble into, as you're reading, because you're such a good academic type of person, you're going to realize that there's this thing called the Sunrise Program. And when you try to work with your daughter, you're really going to actually be helping yourself, and you're suddenly going to know, oh, I like this and I like that, and I never liked this, I never wanted that. And then all of a sudden you're going to be so shocked that you're normal, and you feel really normal, and you can talk to other people, and your eyes can look at other people's eyes and feel really pretty good, and they're not scary anymore. The people aren't. But here's the thing. It's going to take you like 40 years to figure that out. That's 40 years from now. Okay, so can you handle that? Because you could get really upset, and it could ruin the next 10 years or so after that until you get over the fact that you lost all those years. Can we make a deal that you didn't know and you couldn't have done differently because you didn't know? Here I am. It's 2012. And it's now, 40 years ago would be, what would that be? 1972 or something? 82, 92, 72, 82, 92, 02, 12. Okay, it's 1972, and you're 7 years old, and you don't know any of this.
Do you love her? There you go. Do you love her? Tell her you love her.
We didn't know.
You didn't know.
We didn't know.
You didn't know.
We couldn't do anything. We couldn't do any different because we didn't know. No. You actually turn out to be really good at entrepreneurship, and you're also really good at legal thinking, and you're really good at anything technical, which turns out 40 years from now, 34 years from now, there's going to be huge amounts of money in software and the internet, and people are going to be billionaires. People that are little wimpy kids right now are going to be billionaires. But no one ever told you to study that. Your dad was a doctor. So he always said was, you can be a doctor. And you didn't like that idea. You didn't like people. You didn't want to be in a room with them. And so you're going to some prep school. And all they did was tell you to get good. They're going to just tell you, get good grades. Go to college, the best college. And nothing else. They're never going to ask you anything else. And you're going to be like floating around like, what am I good at? What am I good at? And then all the internships and all the fun stuff dries up. Like when you get older, all of a sudden people are like, just go get a job. And you're going to just, it's not an efficient use of your time, but this is how the universe and God somehow set it in motion. So here we are. It's 2012, and I've lived those 40 years. You and I have lived those 40 years, going to live those together, or did live those, and can we make a deal that you don't actually judge yourself later when you get to be here? Do you forgive me that I didn't know, and can I forgive you that you didn't know? I guess the answer is let's decide yes, that we did the best we could. We're doing the best we can, and that's all we can do. Okay? Let's do that. Okay, so from 40 on, we're going to make it amazing. And we're going to make sure we go for what we want, and we're not going to let people, we're not going to let the fact that it's late, that maybe no one else has ever started at this age, that lots of the internet's already like taken, but we're going to figure out something and make a ton of money, that we're not going to get upset if we like somebody and they don't like us back. We're going to follow our path even if we know we may never get there. We're going to follow what we love. And then we'll just live the rest of our life having a really good time. And the fact that we figured it out is enough for us, okay? Okay, so bye little Barb. And I love you. And it's been really nice having this talk. Okay? Mwah.
Wow.
You're so cute. You're cute. I'll see you in 40 years. We'll be buddies. Bye.